Hello friends and welcome back to my channel. I am so happy to be back behind the camera filming a weekend reading vlog. I feel like it's been forever since I've picked up the camera to take you guys on a little reading adventure or to film a book video. Since I just got back from vacation, I have been nonstop editing Disney vlogs, so I'm going to interrupt that little pattern of Disney videos with this vlog just because I feel like I need somewhere to talk about my books again. I'm actually filming this intro outside in my garage at my cute little table because the weather here, it's officially fall, y'all. The wind is blowing, the leaves are starting to fall, and the temperature is beautiful outside. But for now, I wanted to take advantage of this weather that we have going on. Before I dive into what books I'm currently reading and all of the bookish updates that I have to give y'all, I wanted to take a moment to share some very exciting news with you guys. I can't believe I'm saying this, but I am actually now a Pango Books ambassador. If you follow me on my Bookstagram account, I actually made this announcement a few weeks ago. So if you don't know what Pango Books is, let me fill y'all in. Pango Books is the easiest way to sell and purchase books on the internet. Whether you've been looking for a special edition of your favorite book, you're looking to connect with new members in the bookish community, maybe you're hoping to make some extra money for that next book haul you have coming, or if you just want to see what books some sellers have for sale at a discounted price, Pango is the place you need to be. Pango Books has an app, or you can access it on the internet. Since I'm a Pango ambassador, let me explain what this means for you guys. After creating an account with Pango Books and browsing all of the selections these amazing sellers have for sale, when you're checking out, enter my promo code Alexis Reads a Lot. You will receive $5 off your first purchase of $20 or more. With the price of these discounted books already in effect, that means you could get 2 to 3 books for $20 plus $5 off of that. Like, how could you say no to that deal? Pango, thank you so much for this opportunity. I love y'all so much, and I am just super blessed to be one of your first ever ambassadors. The book that we are starting off with for this vlog is The Stranger Upstairs. This was my book of the month pick for September. I'm about 50% of the way through so far, and I have thoughts. So I'm about halfway through. I'm pretty sure I am just about to start chapter 18. Yes, I'm also listening to the audiobook as I'm following along. If you don't know what this book is about, it is about a social media influencer who buys a murder house. Reading the back, I couldn't have said it better myself. It says, a gruesome history, a hostile neighborhood, a new owner with a shocking secret. Welcome to Blackwood House. So like I said, I'm about 50% of the way into this, and it's super weird. Usually as a book goes on, you have a good feel for your characters, but our main character, Sarah Slade, to me, she seems to be getting more unreliable as the book goes on. Just her thoughts and mindset and how she's going about her current situations has me waving a red flag. It's super strange because it's almost like the house is a main character within this story. If homegirl Sarah does not sort out everything she has going on, I have a feeling she might be the next victim of the Blackwood house. So my plans for tonight is to go inside and continue editing a video, put some comfy clothes on, and I'm hoping to read some more of this. But literally as I'm saying that, I realized that The Bachelor and Bachelor in Paradise is on tonight. Maybe I can read in the commercial breaks. I also have to pack a bag for work tomorrow. Not my main day job, but it is the start of spooky season, which means it is time for late night haunted house weekends. I am a clown, and I actually work in a haunted house every single October. It is opening night tomorrow night for our haunted house, and then we have our second night on Saturday, and I just wanted to capture that experience as well because I just feel like working at a haunted house and reading creepy books off of your October TBR go hand in hand together. I actually already changed my mind. I'm going to sit outside for like the next 15-20 minutes before it gets too dark, and I'm just going to see how much I can read before heading inside. I am starting on page 128. come when I get to like the biggest reveal of the book so far, it's when literally 6 people walk by my open garage door. They literally just walked by and stared at me while I was looking down, reading my book. I have a camera on me and I'm listening to an audiobook. All they heard was something spooky, but oh my God. Okay, I guess this is like a little reading update. I didn't know this book was divided up into different parts, but I just got to part 2. I guess that's at the end of chapter 18. Perfect time to go inside. But that twist, I literally just read a book with that same exact twist, so I feel like it's not hitting it as hard as it should. What book was that? Okay, I cannot find which book I am thinking of, but I swear I just read a thriller where it was the same exact twist. Someone was who... Oh! I know which book it was. That only took me like 3 minutes to get the wheels turning. Yes, The Only One Left by Riley Sager. Okay, so if you know one of the main twists in The Only One Left, that is what just happened at the end of chapter 18. Like I said, I'm not too shocked by it just because I'm still confused. I didn't expect it only because we don't have a lot of information regarding that. I don't want to spoil anything, so I'm being vague, but based on us not getting a lot of backstory of what actually happened, and we still have no idea what went on in Sarah's past with her sister, I'm kind of thrown off by it, but like not in a good way. I could turn on the lights and continue reading out here, which honestly sounds like a vibe, but 1, I do not want to attract the bugs. I can't do bugs. And 2, it is like 6:40, so The Bachelor is about to start. I gotta get inside. Guess how much reading I've done since last night? None. This morning it was raining. I came into the office, I drove around with my dad, did the usual work things. We need to start getting ready for the haunted house. I'm probably not going to read anymore today. That's probably a tomorrow morning thing. I also just want to show off whatever my makeup looks like. It is going to be a freezing first night at Screenmakers, but I really need to get ready because I have a trek to get there.
So if you're from Iowa, you know these country back roads, but this is the roads that I have to take to get to my haunted house. I have it memorized by now, but the fact that I gotta find my way going left and right, north and south through all of these dirt roads, and I know the way without navigation, I'm pretty proud of myself. Costume check.
Yes, sir.
I love it. I love the rainbow. I love the hearts.
3 hours later.
I sound so bad. So bad. So bad. I can't talk high. I literally can't. And I have to do this all again tomorrow.
The next day.
Yo. It's so bad. I can't. I literally cannot. Like, I can go so low, like, oh, I can't even do that anymore.
Oh my gosh, hello guys. So if you can't tell by my voice, this haunt weekend was absolutely crazy. The last time I saw y'all was on Friday night. How silly of me to think that I would be able to film a vlog on opening night of Haunted House Weekend. Friday night, we had an amazing opening night. Maddie, she is the girl who did my makeup. She absolutely killed it. It looked so good. My hair, my makeup, the scares were so good. It was a very light night, so we got done pretty quick. And then yesterday was Saturday haunted house night. My makeup again was really good. I was a silly goose and I forgot to bring my tennis shoes with me. I literally walked out of the house with my Birkenstocks on and didn't realize it until I was there. So my parents came and brought my tennis shoes and saved my little behind. So mom and dad, thank you. Love you. It's always so much fun when you see familiar faces
is when you're working at the haunted house. I need to talk to y'all about the book I finished. I was literally using my book as a coaster. Don't come for me for that. But yesterday morning before heading to the haunted house, I finished reading The Stranger Upstairs, and unfortunately I did not have the best experience while reading this. I can see this being a very popular book that people might love this spooky season. It's under 300 pages, so if you're looking for something with a little bit of a creepy element, this might be for you. One of the main things that I have against this book is that it is tagged as like a supernatural paranormal book, but it's not that at all. The second to last twist within the house will prove why it's not a paranormal book, but the reason for that I rolled my eyes at. I could go on a tangent about this, but being in the real estate world just made that point in the plot so unrealistic to even be capable of happening. Like, I understand the point that the author was trying to make with that twist and how it worked with the plot, but it was just too unrealistic for me to believe, especially since being involved with an aspect of that in my daily life. Our main character, Sarah, was bizarre from the beginning, and she just got more unhinged as the time went on. For this book being as short as it was, there were just so many paragraphs of unnecessary inner monologue and binge wine drinking nights, paragraphs about dyeing your hair that literally had nothing to do with the plot. It was just unnecessary fluff. The final twist that's in the epilogue you could definitely predict and see coming based on what happened earlier in the book, but it was a pretty good way to end everything, even though there were loose plot holes and things that weren't really explained to the fullest potential that it should have been. The writing in this book and the story itself reminded me so much of Rachel Hawkins' books. With all that being said, I am going to give this book a 2-star rating. I will definitely pick up more books by this author since this was her debut in the future. This one was just a miss for me. So I was just taking a scroll through my audiobook TBR, and I was looking for some short horror thriller reads that I could knock out today, and one of the ones that stood out to me was The Last Final Girl by Stephen Graham Jones. What I think I'm going to do is download the audiobook for this one. On normal speed, it's only 57 minutes, so I could easily knock that out while doing some online shopping. I was looking through the Goodreads reviews, and it seems like it's either a hit or miss. I think it's told in a very interesting format, so I'm very curious to dive into it. Seems like there's a killer in this town wearing a Michael Jackson mask that is targeting the homecoming court of this high school, but I'm very interested to see how the title of this book, The Last Final Girl, plays a role within this story. Okay, so quick reading update. No, I have not moved from the floor. This audiobook is actually like 5 hours and some minutes long on normal speed. I didn't realize that. I don't know why I thought it was 57, but I wanted to do a quick little update because this book is told in a way as if you're reading like a movie or TV script. It has 4 acts and intermissions and then a credit section at the end. I just finished reading the first act. All I can say is that this is strange so far. Very strange. It's just not what I was expecting, I guess. It's very campy. It's very stereotype Mean Girls-esque high school portrayal of girls. And within this first act, there has been more Billie Jean references than I think I have ever heard in my entire life. And also, why do all of the girls that are getting targeted by this killer have to have their boobs mentioned? Like, that's just such an unnecessary thing. Like, why are you including the details of a bra that someone who is being literally killed in the moment? Like, why are you describing that? Anyways, I'm going to continue on reading this even though it's longer than I thought. I've already started and I've already committed to finishing this book today. Hello! I look kind of goofy in this angle, but we're just gonna roll with it because I am comfy cozy. I think my voice is coming back a little bit. So I just finished reading The Last Final Girl, and unfortunately, this is another 2-star read for me. God, that makes me so sad to say. So I was a big fan of the idea behind this book. The thought of combining like a movie script format with an actual story into one, but unfortunately it just wasn't done in a way that I could fully enjoy. At times I found myself getting confused just because of the way the story was told. All of the characters are snobby and not really ones to fall in love with. You should really just go into this novella for the spooky small town high school vibes, as well as if you're just a fan of scary movies, then I have a feeling you might enjoy this one more than I did. My favorite thing about this
book was the atmosphere. The movie script aspect really allowed Stephen Graham Jones to kind of dive into more of the atmospheric vibes. He continuously included all of the small details, from hair being stuck to Velcro on a leg cast to the Michael Jackson masks flowing down the river bobbing on the surface. You get the idea. That aspect made it so easy to visualize kind of the movie he was creating. The hardest part that kept me from falling in love with this book the most was how hyper aware all of the characters were that they were in a horror movie. They were always calling themselves out, trying to figure out, I'm the last final girl. No, I'm going to be the last final girl. To one of the characters dying and everyone just chalking it up as, oh, that's what happens in the movies, so that's exactly what's going to happen now. Also, all of them were so poignant on the fact that the killings within their town had to follow the final girl slasher aspect, so they were kind of predicting how everything was going to unfold, but each time they were wrong. So the bodies ultimately just kept adding up, and for what purpose? At the end of the day, I'm glad I gave this one a listen. I've been wanting to get into more Stephen Graham Jones, either books or novellas, so I'm glad that I took the time to listen to it today. It's kind of guiding me in a direction that I'm only going to read Stephen Graham Jones if it's one that I'm seriously interested in. I don't think he will be an auto-buy author for me going forward. Now it is currently 6:52 p.m. so I need to figure out what I'm going to read or listen to next. I think I'm going to try and see if any of my library apps have like a spooky graphic novel, because I am an advocate for graphic novels. I love them. Okay, hey, I wasn't gone for too long, but I remembered that this past week my friend Kayla started a graphic novel series, and I was curious to see if either my Libby or Hoopla had them, and actually my library through Hoopla has both. Oh my gosh, I've been wanting to read this for so long. So my next spooky book that I am going to be picking up is Sheets by Brenna Thumler. So if you don't know what Sheets is about, I'll just do a little elevator pitch that I found here online. We follow a practical 13-year-old Marjorie Glatt who is in charge of the family laundry business, and our other character is Wendell, and Wendell is a ghost. My ice just dropped. A boy who lost his life much too young, and his daily routine features ineffective death therapy, a sheet-dependent identity, and a dangerous need to seek purpose in the forbidden human world. This sounds a bit sad, but since one of our characters is a ghost, I still feel like it's fitting for this October reset kind of vlog. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to find like a YouTube spooky ambiance video and then dive into this graphic novel. If I enjoy it, I might as well pick up the second one, so we will have to see when I come back with an update. Guys, oh my gosh, if Kayla wouldn't have read that this past week, I probably wouldn't have found out how much of a pure gem that graphic novel is. I just finished reading it, and I kid you not, I didn't move. I sat in the same spot, literally just flipping through the pages because it kept me engrossed the entire time. In my opinion, graphic novels tend to struggle with balance. Sometimes they lean too heavily on the fun and lightheartedness and often forget about the emotional or hard-hitting topics and impacts they could be making. But Sheets literally had the perfect balance between the two. The illustration style was perfect. The colors were amazing. It captured the whole autumn vibe perfectly. Go into Sheets expecting like a fun, fall ghost story while also talking about those harder hitting subjects like grief, acceptance, and losing a loved one. Playing the spooky music in the background created the perfect ambiance for myself, and just the reading experience as a whole was such a delight when you really consider how this reading vlog has gone so far. It is currently 8:50 and I forgot to eat dinner. Mom and Dad, don't kill me. So I just made myself a Hot Pocket and it's been sitting here waiting for me. I'm going to watch a YouTube video of sorts, and then I'm going to move into bed, and then shamelessly I'm going to start reading Delicates, the second book in the series. I seriously cannot wait to start it. All right, I just finished reading Delicates and it is currently 11:15 p.m. So it took me 50 minutes flat to read the second graphic novel. This second one was definitely a little bit longer than Sheets was, and boy, did this contain some heavier topics. Go into Delicates looking up those trigger warnings. I can see this one being a graphic novel that specific people could relate to, but not necessarily everyone. There is a scene that takes place at a pumpkin patch for a few pages in there, but otherwise it didn't hit the same aesthetic wise as the first one did. Sorry, my camera just tipped over. I had to set it back up. In an elevator pitch so you can get a better understanding of what to expect, Delicates tells a powerful story about what it means to fit in and those left on the outside. It shows what it's like to feel invisible and the importance of feeling seen. Above all, it is a story of asking for help when all seems dark and bringing help and light to those who need it most. That absolutely sums up what Delicates is at its finest. I know there is a third book in this series. I think it's called Lights. None of my libraries have it on either Libby or Hoopla, so I'm not going to be reading it at this time. Maybe I will in the future, but right now it's just not something I am looking to pick up. Individually rating these two graphic novels, Sheets I will give a solid 4-star. Reading that one truly just made me so happy. And then Delicates I'll settle on giving a 3-star rating. It's definitely the heavier book of the two, and I necessarily wasn't expecting that going into it. Having an installment in this series where we have Wendell, our main ghost friend, going back to his ghost town or hanging out with his ghost friends, I feel like that would be such a fun and lighthearted topic to keep the series going. So with all of that being said, I am going to end this cozy getting into fall reading vlog here. This was, I think, the best way for me to kick off heading into October, knocking out 4 spooky books at the beginning of the month, as well as having my 2 haunted house nights. I feel like a very accomplished gal this weekend. I'm going to be reading a whole bunch of thrillers and mystery, horror, just spooky things this month, so stay tuned for some more bookish content coming your way. Thank you guys so much for watching as always and suffering through my lost voice this morning. I wish I had more time to film for y'all this weekend, but my voice absolutely could not keep up yesterday. As always, if you guys liked what you saw, be sure to hit the subscribe button down below so you can stay up to date with all of my bookish and travel content coming your way. Like this video if you are ready for fall. The only thing that'll put me more into the fall mood is, you know, those little like Pillsbury cookies that you make in the oven that have like a ghost or pumpkin on them? I need to get some of those from the grocery store. I need to stop rambling because my battery's about to die and I need to get to editing. So I will catch you guys in the next video. Bye. What the hell? Oh my god. Something just landed on me. Or something touched my leg. Nope. Nope. Speaking of, shout out to my dad for watching The Golden Bachelor and Bachelor in Paradise this season. He surprised me last week and said that he actually started watching it as well and he's invested. So that means I get to talk with him about all of these people tomorrow and I am so freaking excited to do that. I talked for way too long. This is literally like at 21 minutes and it is the introduction. And the sun is setting. That's how you know I talk way too much. Hopefully I can edit that down.
My heart clenches like a fist. Panicked, I stare at the door. Emily notices. You're safe here, she says so softly.
Peace.
Whatever you tell me is in confidence. And I want to tell. I don't. My sister's face flashes into my vision.
Hello, I look kind of goofy. Is my voice back? Me. Hello, my name is... I think my voice is coming back a little bit, mainly because I've drank so much water today. Oh yeah, and if you want to save $5 on your first ever Pango purchase, use my code and the links down below. Okay, bye.